What is going on, bros? It is your boy Sushi. Yes, I have finally seen Black Panther. I am probably the last black person on the planet to have seen Black Panther. One of my friends from college, Mello, he's been asking if I could do a reaction video, so this is where we are. Mind you, I went into Black Panther with no expectations, like whatsoever. I didn't see any I mean, I watched the trailers, of course, and I seen that it had like the highest rating, had like a 97 rating or whatever like that, but I didn't read any type of reviews, didn't see any spoilers, didn't see anything like that, because I wanted to go into it with a fresh mind. I didn't want to go into it, I know it was receiving a lot of praise, and I didn't want to go into it like giving it credit already because it was a black movie. I wanted to see it fresh and just to make sure that if it was a good movie, that I was giving it credit because it was actually good and not just something that represented my culture. But with that said, I can safely say that Black Panther is not by far, I will say by a pretty wide margin, the best Marvel movie to date, no doubt in my mind. I mean, for all of the stuff you've been hearing lately about like how stale the superhero movies have got, there's been a lot of people trying to do like shared universes and superhero movies, and they're doing such a bad job. They're not committed to the process, they're not committed to the product like Disney is, and so they've been kind of tarnishing, you know, everything that's been going on in the shared universe and the superhero stuff. For Marvel to put out a movie that just broke that completely and made a completely fresh superhero movie was just a freaking masterpiece. I guess we can start with the setting. I guess maybe it had to do with it being in Africa and us losing and shedding that image of like the whole, you know, like I guess like when you look at like Iron Man, or you look at anything basically outside of Thor, you look at Captain America, you look at Iron Man, you look at the Avengers, anything like that, you start to see, we got into this rhythm of like these like American political, like war-driven, take over the world style things, and Wakanda offered something and Black Panther offered something completely different. It offered us a totally new setting that we hadn't seen yet. Not too many movies you see in general, let alone any superhero movies, have ever been set inside of a city in Africa. The way the way Coogler was able to portray the city as being, you know, the richest, most wealthy city, the way he like set up some of the stuff with some of the newscasts, with them flying through the mountain, like having the invisible shield around it, and all of the stuff you've seen around it. It was just a lot of little subtle things that just made that just brought that concept that we haven't really seen yet to life, and it was just so good. All of the stuff you've seen there, I guess if from a grounded aspect, if you really look at the stuff, I guess, I don't know, there's movies where you see something in a movie and it's just like, okay, that just looks completely outlandish, but when you see the stuff that Black Panther was doing, they were able to, you know, heal guys in not too long, like short amount of times, like the stuff that I'm trying to put it in words, the stuff didn't seem unrealistic. Everything seemed like, okay, if like vibranium was real and you had somebody smart enough to do it, all of this stuff seemed completely logical. They were able to kind of back up the science without making it boring, but making it believable, if that makes any sense. The only thing I didn't like, or the only thing that seemed maybe a little bit outlandish, I guess, out of the whole thing, was that his baby sister was kind of the only person, I think her name was Shuri, I believe is her name, how she was the only one kind of running the lab and doing all this stuff. I'm assuming in the movie she's about maybe 17, 18, somewhere in that range like that. I would have preferred to see if maybe they were like more scientists or something like that, a little more. Maybe she had like a team, like they didn't have to be actual characters or anything, but she was just always in the lab by herself, it seemed like, working on stuff by herself, and she's like, I developed this and I developed that, and they make it seem like she developed everything, but I know that in real life there would have had to be more people helping her develop stuff, but that threw me off a little bit. But it was nothing major, didn't affect the storyline really at all. And the story was just so like well written. It was so meticulous. Everything was done with I'm really glad that they picked up Coogler, a black director, to do it, because I feel like if not like a black white thing, but I feel like if you didn't have somebody black, it wouldn't have had the same tone that it had. Coogler has a real connection that with the black community. When Killmonger would come in, and you know, like when he comes in, you kind of hear the trap music going on, because he's like the guy that represents us. He's the minority, he's the American guy, he's the American black guy. He has like the gold grill, he has has the hair. Like, he still has those African roots, but he's still rooted in like in like the black minorities of America. So you hear like the trap music when he comes out. When anybody from Wakanda comes out, you hear like the guar guar music. You hear like that style, like that African music come out. It was just it's a lot of like, there are a lot of little things, like conversational things that were going on, little minutia that go on that you could just hear in the background, or that you're looking at, that just that as a black person you kind of really related to. It was very strange. I guess it's what kept me kind of connected to the movie. There were just like little things like, and I'm like looking for in the movie, and he keeps hitting them, and it was just really nice to have somebody, or to have a movie, and let alone a superhero movie, just in tone with that sort of thing. It was just really good to see that Marvel was able to put together a movie that connected to an entire group of people, I would say, in such a special way. As far as the villain, we had Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan. I went into this movie, my favorite Marvel villain to date was the Vulture, and I went into this movie, I had one thing I had read was Michael B. Jordan had studied a lot of Heath Ledger's Joker and a couple other notable villains to kind of prepare for the role, and when I read it, I scoffed. I really don't like Michael, not that I don't like Michael B. Jordan, it's just, I just always thought that his acting was subpar. My girlfriend has a crush on him, so I was just something about the dude just always threw me off. So when I read that in particular, I was like, I just scoffed at the whole idea that he thought he would be able to put on a performance of that magnitude, but completely blew me out the water with the performance. Best Marvel villain by far. His storyline had so much depth and was so intertwined with the story itself. It almost gave me, I guess because he's representing a group of people that I am a part of, you almost want him to win, if that makes any sense. I guess outside of like the killing stuff, like that's when you have your good villains, when you're almost rooting for them, when they're really involved in the story, and you're almost like, God damn, I low-key hope that the villain wins. Like, but I couldn't just get with the kill stuff. You know, he's like, kill everybody. But his intentions, as far as everything was going, were like so noble per se. He had the same obstacles. Well, he had the same objective as the hero, and that was to move Wakanda in a direction that he felt was best for the survival of his people. And he ends up fighting the Black Panther. He even ends up defeating him. Marvel has a terrible reputation for their heroes never being challenged. And to see him defeated in that fight, he was really defeated in the second fight too. He only lost because Black Panther, T'Challa had his sister telling him, gave him a little hint on what to do. Otherwise, he was about to get his throat slit and tossed off the edge, and that was gonna be the whole thing. We had a villain that actually pushed our hero like to the brink of the limit. In real life, probably would have killed him, but he got the little tip about the suit. If Killmonger had the information about the suit, he probably wouldn't have died, but he didn't. But just to have a villain that pushed the entire hero basically to the brink of death, to within minutes of death, was a really cool thing to see. But overall, great movie. 5 stars from me. I'm getting the Blu-ray. I'm for sure gonna add it to my collection. There's about 10 movies that I watch all the time. That'll definitely be inside of that whole track for me now. I even got my movie pin. If I can find it, I'll put it on camera. I even got my movie pin. I got it a couple weeks ago before the movie came out, and now I'm even a little bit more proud to have it. I wonder if it's even sold out at Disneyland now that the movie has come out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the movie. I hope you enjoyed the trailer. It's your boy Sushi. I'm gone. My nose is running. I keep sniffling throughout this whole video. This is extensively long. I'm gonna have to edit this into 3 minutes somehow. I'm out. This is gonna take like an hour.